Hello students, now I am going to explain you the meaning of the two words here, which was the elements of Euclid. That is what the first one is axioms and second is what postulates. So if I'll talk about Euclid, so you can see here Euclid assumed certain properties which were not to be proved. Not to be proved means it was just assumption of Euclid. Assumption means what you think about, and whether it is true or not, it should be verified from some others also. In terms of mathematics, we need what? Verification. So the assumptions are actually obvious universal truth. Obvious universal truth means some assumptions were there which was really true one, but others might have some kind of conflictions there. He divided them into the two types. Okay, his assumptions have been divided into two types. The first one is axioms and the second is what? Postulates. He used the term postulate for the assumptions that were specific to geometry. Common notions, that is often called axioms, on the other hand, were assumptions used throughout mathematics and not specifically linked to the geometry. So what the paragraph means? The paragraph means that Euclid has not that kind of knowledge about counting, or you can say that perfect calculation. So he wrote his theory on the basis of what? Assumptions, which were divided into axioms and postulates. A very clear example it is given here, that Euclid's axioms. Okay, when you will go for the examples, that will make it clear that what the assumptions was really and whether it was true on that time, or if it is compared from today's mathematics, whether it has real meaning or not. So let me explain you its first axioms. It was given that things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. Now see the word here, things which are equal to the same things. Okay, now what kind of things you can create here? If suppose if I am comparing these axioms with the today's mathematics, so for things, if I am comparing one, okay, which are equal to same thing, so the one will be equal to only one only, so they are equal to one another. That I can say, that is a same number, okay, is always equal to the another same number, so they are mutually equal. And if I'll go for the whole number, I can write that 0 is equal to 0 and they are mutually equal to each other. So that is what the first assumption, that is things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Second is given, if equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. This was a little bit difficult for understanding when we are going for today's modern maths. What is given? If equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. So it is not possible that I am going to add the second axiom, that if equals are added to equal, that is if I am adding 1 and 1 both are equal, but I am not going to get 1 here because it is 2. It is equal to 2. So we can't say that this 1 is individually equal to 2. I can write here 1 equal to 2. I will write 1 not equal to 2 because 2 is greater than 1. Same way this number also, 1 is not equal to 2. So this is what we have to verify what Euclid has written. He has written that if equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. Means if I am adding two equal numbers but I am not getting the whole as equal. So how to verify Euclid there? Okay, it was verified using a whole number 0. This is not true because when you are adding 2 and 2, both are equal numbers, but you are not getting the total as equal number. 2 plus 2 is 4, but 4 is not equal to 2 and another 2 is also not equal to 4. But if I am talking about whole number, if I am adding 0 and with 0 I am getting 0. So this can be easily verified or easily equated for the second postulate, that is equals are equal to the equals, then those are what? Wholes are equal. So this is only applicable for a number 0, which is a whole number. So this is what the second postulate. The third one is, if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are equal. See, it is what axioms. It was the thought of Euclid. Okay, well, It was not sure that Euclid was well aware with the numbers or not, but his postulate shows that he was not aware with the number. It is given that if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are equal. Let me explain you with two examples once again. See, if I am subtracting 3 minus 3, both are equal. 3 and 3 are the equal numbers. But what Euclid is saying that if equals are subtracted with the equals, the wholes are equal. Can you say that 3 is equal to 0? No, it is not equal to 0. Obviously, it is not equal to 0. Another 3 is also not equal to 0. Then how we can verify Euclid? Again, I will go for the whole number. If 0 is subtracted from 0, what I will get? 0. So this is what the third postulate. Okay, it was proved on the basis of whole number, but not on the natural numbers. You can see in second postulate also and in third postulate also. We have to just think about a little conformably that what is written and how we have to prove it. Axioms. Fourth is things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Yeah, it is true. Things which coincide with one another. For example, if I am drawing a line segment of 5 centimeters and on the same I am giving the name AB. You might have done in the standard that the parallel lines, intersecting line and coincide lines. So if I am drawing another line on AB, like another line is what? CD. Okay, so if I am saying that AB is equal to CD is equal to 5, it means that both are coinciding each other. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So it is given that things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Then the fifth one is the whole is greater than the part. It is true. The whole is greater than the part. It means that if I am dividing a block into two parts, okay, I can write here 1 by 2 and 1 by 2, but it is the whole block. So what is the total value of block? It is considered as one block, and 1 is greater than 1 by 2 and 1 is also greater than the second part 1 by 2. So this is what written, the whole, that is the total value is greater than the part. For example, one more example I will give you, that if I am adding 5 plus 5 plus 5, I am getting 15. It means that 15 is greater than all the 5s here present. Similarly, 2 plus 3 plus 4, it is what? 10. It means that 10 is greater than 2, 10 is greater than 3, 10 is greater than 4. So this is what? The whole is greater than the part. And the sixth one is things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. Okay, this is also you can prove using what? Whole number 0. And the last one is things which are wholes of the same thing are equal to one another. Yes, with this one, wholes means term is used here, wholes. Wholes means what? Half. It means that if I am dividing a circle into two parts, I am dividing a circle into two parts with diameter, I am just drawing a segment here. So this is the half portion of the circle and this is the half portion of the circle. So this half portion, like AB, I am writing here C and here it is D. So I can write that the total perimeter of ACB is equal to the perimeter of ADB. So this is what the last axiom of Euclid, that is things which are wholes of the same thing are equal to one another. So this is what the axioms what I explained you, and these are very important. If you consider as an examination concept or for your proper mathematics thinking, it will be very helpful to you. Okay, so let's proceed further now. I explained you in two segments. The first one is what? The elements and the axioms. Now I will go for the postulates. See the postulate 1, a straight line may be drawn from any one point to any other. So I can prove it. A straight line, suppose I have taken 2 points here. Postulate 1. In examinations, you will get to write the postulate that we will ask you write postulate 1, postulate 2, postulate 3. So you have to remember the postulate. Now the 2 points are given, so I can draw a line here, okay? And I will extend in both directions. So that is what postulate 1, which is given as a straight line may be drawn from one point to any other point. Clear? Second is given two distinct points, there is a unique line that passes through them. Now you can say that it is what the theorem, axiom of 5.1, that is two distinct points, it is given the plane. Suppose this paper represents a plane, somewhere two distinct points, so I can draw a line here. It is what? Theorem of postulate 1. Now let's move to postulate 2 quickly. It is given as a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely. Indefinitely means what? You can extend line either in any directions. Okay, if a line is given, so it is not like that it is the perfect shape of the line. It can be extended in both the directions. Okay, so this is what postulate 2. Line can be extended indefinitely in both the directions. And the third one is a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Now if I'll ask you to draw a circle, so what you'll do here, okay, you will ask for the measurement, but if you know the measurement, we can draw a small circle like this along with the center and radius. It can be drawn of 2 centimeter. It can also be drawn of 1 centimeter. It can also be drawn of 5 centimeter. So with the different radius, we can draw the different shapes of the circle. So that is what the postulate number 3. And the next one is postulate 4. All right angles are equal to one another. Okay, it is also very conceptual postulate. All right angles are equal to one another. Why I am saying like that? Why Euclid is saying like that? You can see one right angle is there. Okay, it is what? 90. Another right angle. There also it is what? 90. So it means that at least one angle is fixed here as a right angle. That's why it is said that all right angles are equal to one another. So these are the postulates which you have to prepare from postulate 1 to postulate 4. Okay, 1 to 4 you have to prepare. 5th I'll explain you just generally later on. But when you are making the notes, okay, while sending to Miss to check, okay, what you have to write? You have to write these points, elements of Euclid's, axioms and the postulates 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it's compulsory to write everyone and you have to send your notes for checking. Okay, have a good day.